What's up guys, my name is Marc Steiner, and today, you already know what we're talking about, you just watched the unboxing. We're talking about the Apple Watch Ultra, and these are my first impressions. Let's get right into it. So I think one of the biggest concerns people had about this watch is the size, and honestly, I can say it doesn't feel that massive on my wrist, and I don't have the biggest wrists. I have some pretty thin wrists, and this feels right at home. It doesn't feel that much larger than the Apple Watch Series 8, and it looks really freaking good. That screen right off the bat, it's bright, it's crisp, and I love that it's flat. It just helps the overall aesthetic. I think it's definitely gonna help with durability. I love touching this screen now that it's flat just because it's so much easier to use the UI now that it's not a curved display. I really like that. I think the second thing that a lot of people were concerned about is that because this is a titanium model, it might be a little bit heavy on the wrist. I'm here to confirm this thing is honestly not that heavy. It doesn't feel that much heavier than a normal Apple Watch. So honestly, I think that Apple did a really good job with the weight on this thing. I like the material choice. It's sturdy, but it's very light. Another first impression I have, honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of the Alpine loop. I got this because it looked good. They didn't have the trail loop in stock, and I'm really disappointed by that because everyone's been saying that's by far the most comfortable. So I went with the Alpine loop. The hook is kind of cool. I like the concept, but from what I'm seeing right off the bat, taking it on and off is a bit of a pain. And honestly, in my personal opinion, it's not the most comfortable wristband. So what I'm about to do is actually switch out my wristbands for one of my old sports bands and see if it works. And I already know it does, but I want to show you that in fact does take any wristband that you've had in the past. So as you can see here, when we start to take off the bands, you can see at the ends of these bands are actually made also of metal, which is why they are so sturdy. So as you can see, these bands are completely made of plastic with no metal tips here. So they will go in, but as you can see, they kind of shave off a little bit of the plastic there, which is a little bit unfortunate, but we will put them in on both sides. And again, it just shaves off a little bit of that plastic, which is kind of interesting. You can see that on the seam there, which is a little bit interesting, but the watch bands fit perfectly fine, and I can get that on my wrist with no issue. And I much prefer the comfort of the sport band than this Alpine loop. This is probably the least comfortable band of the new bands, but yeah. As you can see, it fits my old sports wristband perfectly fine. There was a little bit of a tight fit. It seemed to shave off some of the rubber while I was putting it in, but the wristband does fit and it's not an issue whatsoever. So if you have old bands that you really like, you can use them on this watch as well. Next thing I want to talk about are the buttons. Right off the bat, I was a little bit surprised. These buttons are not quite as clicky as I thought they would be. There's very little travel on the crown, which I'm not used to because there was a little bit of travel on my previous Series 6. And the main button, it's clicky enough. It's what I'm used to. I do like the guard. It makes it more durable and it feels good on the wrist. The one thing I will say is that I've already accidentally pressed the action button quite a few times, so I'm gonna have to be very aware of that, and I'll get used to it. It won't be an issue, but you do kind of bump into it occasionally when you're not used to having a button on that side. I currently have the action button set to the workout, so it's really cool. I just hit that and the workout comes up and I can select my workout from there, which is very convenient for me. So with every new watch comes new watch faces, so we're going to delve into that right now. I'm going to add a new watch face. Let's hit this. New watch faces. Here are the new ones for watchOS 9 and these bigger displays. This new modular with the background color I actually really like, so I'll probably make one of those. But this is very unique to the Apple Watch Ultra. So we're gonna add the Wayfinder, and we're just gonna kind of edit it as we see fit. Longitude, latitude, elevation, none. Intriguing. I think we're gonna go elevation. That sounds more interesting to me. Color. Wow, we can really customize this. I kind of like the white background more. So there we go. All of these. Ooh, tap or add to, ooh, okay. So if we add these, let's go here, here. Tap that. So we can add more colors that are not initially elderberry. Haha, nice, okay. I think I'm gonna stick with the default nice red one, adventure, and we'll go with that. The complications, we can edit as much as we want here, which is really cool. I think parked car waypoint, that's actually really cool that you have so much customization to go on here. Elevation, level, compass waypoints, contacts. We'll just leave it as is, and I'll hit that, and that is the new watch face. I think, is it this? If I go, aha, now that looks freaking cool. So we can just switch between day mode and night mode. Oh, I love that. The night mode looks so freaking cool. You see that? The red, oof, oof. That looks so clean. I love that. The haptic motor is always so good on this watch. It feels so great on my wrist. It really feels like the dial is actually doing something. The other looming elephant in the room is the fact that this watch comes in at $800, which is absolutely ridiculous for a watch. But for some people, it's totally worth it. Am I going to be using all the features this has to offer? Probably not. But I really like the bigger screen. I really like the double the battery life. I like having more tactile buttons, and it just feels great on my wrist, and I absolutely love it. I've missed having a watch on my wrist. Stay tuned for the full review coming very, very soon. If you don't want to miss that, be sure to like and subscribe. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys want to see out of that full review. Do you think I'm crazy for buying this watch? Do you think this watch is absolutely ridiculous? I want to know what you guys think. My name is Marc Steiner, and I'll see you next time.